What's up, everybody? Welcome to another day here at the KSL. I'm Tasis, joined with me is Zartosis, and KSL continues on.
It does. In fact, it's continuing on even quicker than it was before.
Yes.
We're going to decide the last two spots in the round of 8 and, of course, eliminate 2 players here today. Should be a lot of fun. I think that the matches are going to be good. Normally, the decider matches are quite nice.
Yes. We've had some games that have been a little bit one-sided, some 3-0s here. Is my jacket missing? What's going on with this thing? I'm looking at the screen. Something's going on with my jacket.
Tasis has bugs in his skin right now. He's freaking out with his jacket. He's like, I got to do this and then that. I'm like, what's going on? Is there something wrong with my jacket? Not with your jacket, Tasis, but there is something wrong.
We've seen some of the these Protoss players finally overcoming some hurdles in PvZ. I know especially last year we had all the Protosses dying to Hydra rushes. Now we're seeing it almost look like Protoss is too strong. How were Zerg ever going to beat them to begin with?
I have no idea. It's so funny to watch, though. But that hasn't been the case for one of our players here tonight. We'll talk about that in a minute. Of course, this is our schedule. This is our last day of the round of 16. Next week, we'll be doing the quarterfinals. That round of 8 is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see our final matchups here at the end of the night. And, of course, after that, round of 4 and the finals. We only have a few weeks left.
Yeah, it's actually rapidly approaching an end here. Here's our map lineup. We've been playing Overwatch for the first map here. But we've got a wide range of maps from different eras of StarCraft. It's very cool to see a lot of these very old maps like Coliseum and Medusa here. But, of course, we've got Cross Game, Eddy, Overwatch for new maps as well. And Fighting Spirit is a map that needs absolutely no introduction here.
Yeah.
Same with Circuit Breakers.
Indeed. So Overwatch, of course, our first map. Just such a fun map to have to open it up because it is so wild. You see a lot of Protoss have been winning there, but Protoss has just been doing well overall.
Yeah.
Take a look at who has qualified thus far. We've got a couple Terrans, a couple Protoss over on that side, then a Zerg and Protoss over on this side. We'll get 2 more here tonight. Is Action going to make it through? Because he's the last Zerg that could make it. It might only be Sulky in that round of 8.
Yeah, it could be. The thing about it being only Sulky is he still might actually win the entire tournament.
Oh, yeah.
So, even if you're a fan of Zerg and good Zerg play,
oh my God,
I think you still got somebody good to watch for.
Tasteless.
Yes.
That right side of the bracket, Sulky, KSL Season 2 champ. Rain, ASL Season 5 champ. Snow, ASL Season 5 runner-up. And then Sharp, KSL Season 2 runner-up.
Yeah.
So
crazy side of the bracket there.
Yeah, that's wild. Then over on the other side, is kind of wide open right now. I mean, we'll see who goes up to fight them, but yeah, that right side of the bracket, oh my gosh.
So today we're going to have Action versus Mini and then Last versus Storg to go into this game. Action Mini I'm very much looking forward to. I'm always curious how Mini's going to approach PvZ. He definitely has far different openings PvZ than a lot of these other players. He seems to have figured out some way to cut corners better than anybody else in the world in this matchup.
Yeah, it seemed that way. He had a ridiculous win rate until this tournament, but Action smashed him, if you recall.
That's right. Well, Action is a very scary player going up against.
Yeah, I just wonder what that's going to look like because, like, Mini is normally the one Protoss that really kills Zerg, but in this tournament he's the one Protoss that's not killing Zerg. So what's that all about?
Well, we'll see how this game kind of unfolds as we go into it. Of course, Stork playing here today as well. That's always exciting to have a player of that status. He was one of the greatest players of all time back in the day. We'll go into that in a minute. We're going to have a quick video for you guys.
GG 경기 GG와 앞마당 그때 같이 GG
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, just having a player like Stork here, I'm very curious to see if he can perform. That'll be our second best of 5, of course. We are now going to start the first best of 5. Action coming out. He'll be going up against Mini. This is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's actually very tough to call who wins this.
Yeah, it really is because Action has been showing just vast improvement. He's done his military service and everything, and he's been on the up and up the entire time. He's such a hard worker. But Mini was in the finals of the last ASL off the back of his strong PvZ. He's been a PvZ killer. His win rate momentarily in professional leagues surpassed Bisu's in that matchup, which I never thought we'd ever see happen. And it's fallen down a little bit since then, but I mean, it was just kind of weird that Action kind of tooled him over. But I mean, Action, he's a great macro player. He trains really hard. What else can we say? He played well against Mini.
This guy is the embodiment of hard work. This guy has grinded so hard. He's trained for so long, and you're seeing that hard work pay off. I remember just casting him in ASL and constantly thinking he was not going to make it. I mean, I knew he was good, but the people he was going up against, I thought, okay, even for Action, there's no chance. And he would just cause upset after upset after upset, and it really forced me as a caster to reevaluate where this guy is at.
You see here a lot of games against Zerg coming out of Mini. I mean, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what he does against Action.
I'm most curious about the openers here for Mini because he's bended a lot of rules in PvZ, which we really just, I mean, honestly, I think 99% of top-tier Pronosses would say you cannot possibly get away with that, and then he would do it. Stuff like having a core started before there's even like a cannon.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I'm like, what? And then it works.
He does a lot of proxy 2-gate plays that turn into macro games and stuff.
Yeah.
He did a cannon rush against Action on Overwatch before because he had literally this little sliver where the Overlords didn't see where he hit it. It's like he's really good and creative in this matchup, but it did not help him last time.
He's also highly exploitative with his builds. I mean, he's really manipulating every aspect of the game in order to get ahead here. And, of course, Action, just somebody, when you look at his play style and how focused and stylized his strategies are, I think the early game in this series is going to be a lot of fun to see with two players like this.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get into it. In the top left, we have Mini. Of course, the runner-up from the last ASL. And Action in the bottom right already has defeated Mini, lost in a reasonable series against Sulky. It was pretty good, right? A 3-1 for Sulky, if I recall correctly, and that was a fun one. Action, the only other Zerg left in the tournament right now, so I'm actually kind of rooting for him, even though Mini is a guy that I always expect round of 8 minimum. I feel like Mini, at least as of late, right? He's always been a round of 8, round of 4 guy. Whatever tournament you throw him into, he's like, you can rely on him to get that far because it's so hard to knock him out.
Also, I think Mini specifically overcame, I think, a lot of the emotional discomfort of playing in front of large audiences.
Yeah, that's true.
This was not a player that, had the kind of star power as someone like Jadong, or the StarCraft 2 background of Rain or Sulky, where, they feel very much at home on the stage. I think for him, he definitely probably had to have a little bit more experience there to really have an idea of how to execute what he wanted to do, and I think we've seen that now. So
he was very emotional for a long time, where like he'd mess up and he just like his hands on his face and stuff, but he overcame it. We even saw that where he was like, it seemed like he was mentally falling apart in that ASL season, then he pulled it together and ended up making it.
Am I seeing here?
Oh, he's blocking the third and then going up to block the natural. Pre-block on the third.
Oh my god,
so
that's so cool.
Action will have to take a very different base.
Yeah. Wow, this is so interesting. Now, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, it makes sense. And he doesn't have to put that pylon up right away. So the drone's been driven away. Now, remember, you need to get your hatches up just for the sake of production. It's not even just about having an expansion or not. I mean, the longer you go without having a hatch up, the worse it gets. So I am loving this opening here from Mini. I thought for a second when I saw the pylon down there, I thought, is he going to make another gate down there? I thought, no. But now that I see this is amazing.
You see that drone coming? If the drone's coming back, is it going to go towards that third? That would be kind of funny. Goes there and finds the pylon. Yeah, it looks like it is.
It is.
Oh, my gosh.
Now,
what a clever play.
Yeah. I've seen, in the past, a lot of blocks with pylons. I've never seen something quite like that, like a double pylon block here. Now, keep in mind that the Protoss is actually sacrificing quite a bit by doing this. You don't have your Nexus up when you normally would have started it. You don't have a Forge up. But it seems like this really, really, really puts the Zerg on their back feet here. I mean, they're having to eliminate pylons and hold off zealot pressure.
It's going to be a couple zealots that are going to be fighting against 6 lings here. You know, there's something attacking the pylon right now. Other than that drone, something else was sent down as well. And Mini does have that Nexus on the way. Yeah, a couple lings, so...
I got to say, Action's actually handling this pretty gracefully, considering...
Yeah.
I think, you know, for those of you guys that are here also to steal builds and learn, I think this is something that a lot of players, even at pretty high levels, would struggle against if they haven't experienced it that much. Just kind of coming out and interfering with everything that's the Zerg is trying to do. The thing about doing this, and why we haven't seen it very often, is it's very hard to hold off counterattacks if you don't know exactly what you're doing, and that's why this hyper-modern style of play that we're seeing in PvZ is finally finding its stride here. Gate first into Zealot, slow drip, into expanding behind it.
You know, this is... like, he's getting his Forge now, so we don't see that thing you were talking about quite yet. But look at this, the core coming up before the cannon again. I love it.
There it is, man. It's so cool.
Yeah, it really is. And this, it just seems like a good build. Like, his Nexus is barely later than the hatchery, the natural. Wow.
So the layer
I just like the way Mini plays this matchup. Sometimes there's a player like this where I'm like, I could have fun playing this matchup, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you don't have fun playing PvZ?
It's frustrating a lot of the time, right?
Yeah.
But I like this kind of active approach that he's bringing in. I think when you just do a Forge expand and then I scout whether or not I'm about to die with to Hydras with a Corsair, that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'd rather not know it's coming.
Well, what's funny is I think that's why it took fast expanding in general so long to even really come into play here, historically in StarCraft 1 for the Protoss, because the idea of just having cannons and basically you're relying on static structures to keep you alive in a game is very, very difficult. So, but an approach like this is very cool, and it really changes the whole rhythm of the game.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going for Forge first and getting cannons up, Zergs have that very nicely mapped out, how to kind of hold everything off and continue to grow.
They're much less sure against the Zealots.
Yeah.
Because the Protoss actually can dictate things there instead of having everything dictated to him.
Yeah. Instead of giving the Zerg a series of choices, which all of which could be very powerful if the Protoss isn't prepared. Here you're actually forcing the Zerg to really do a balancing act of defending and attacking and all that.
All right, Citadel coming up. We don't see the +1 air weapons as of yet here from Mini.
Yeah, there's a second gate actually put down pretty quickly here.
So just
that's in a kind of unusual location. You know, normally you want to make all of your other gateways in your main because it's just easier to go back there and macro through them. So it seems like he definitely wants to have that hidden.
It seems to me like maybe Mini is going to go for, like, at first I thought because he has the double gas that it might be DT Sair, but he's not getting the +1 for the Corsairs, and with that fasting and gate, does this kind of lean towards like a massive Zealot move out?
Well, it can just be Corsair DT without the +1. Is that you're not relying on having stronger Corsairs necessarily later. You can even do Corsair DT with just one Corsair. You know,
I suppose
it
feels like you won't be able to push much away though.
The thing is, if you have 2 gateways, then you have 2 DTs coming out at the same time, and that's where
my god,
the burden is on the Zerg having enough in both locations, and a lot of times they don't.
Wow, 2 DTs at one time.
Yes.
Why doesn't everyone just do that version?
Because then you don't have as much of a powerful push with your Zealots coming out later on. But then again, with this build, to be honest, it's kind of weird because he got out a lot of Zealots pretty early, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm almost talking about this as if it was a Forge first build, but it's not.
No, it's not.
It's Mini with the Zealot pressure. So we've got more gates coming down.
Okay, so definitely a lot of Zealots. The Temple Archive's not ready quite yet. Sunken's going down. Additional macro hatches here as well, but he's going to have his +1 in his legs. I feel like he might break this third.
Yeah, he might actually have enough here. This Evo chamber is incredibly important. I almost want to say it would have been worth it to right-click on the Evo chamber and kill it and try to come through, but I guess that the math can be pretty tricky here in a moment like that. Actually, never mind. I forgot about the Sunken Colony below that.
Okay, so coming in right now, not that many drones right there. Oh, some mutas popping out to help push these Zealots back.
And these Zealots are going to have to retreat back home. Now, is he still making more and more Corsairs? Yes, he's going to resume the production of those Corsairs now.
But in this type of situation, if Action stays somewhat heavy, and he does actually take his third gas now, if he stays somewhat heavy on the Corsair, on the Muta Scourge, because there's no +1, won't that almost be good for him? Like a good idea?
I'm sorry, can you ask me that one more time?
Okay, so there's no +1 for the Corsairs on the
yeah.
way, and he skimped on Corsairs quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
no, this is great for
doesn't this
Zerg.
really power up the Muta Scourge quite
Oh,
a
no,
bit?
absolutely.
Okay.
The thing is okay, hold.
Wow, those are some brave moves.
Yeah. So, I was watching to see if that was going to happen. Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. You know, if you go for Corsairs and they try to do the gotcha Muta play, you're in great shape.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're skipping the +1, then you're going to get your other gas stuff out more quickly, right? You're getting into a faster Templar archives.
Lots of sunks on the way. I think this is because of the Zealot Archon. Like, you have to have that static key. The Mutas cannot fight against those Archons.
Right. You want to go and turtle up as much as possible. Now, you can combo the Corsairs with the Archon.
Yeah.
And specifically with the 2 Archons here. This is actually a great way that if you see the Muta play, to still take control of the game.
Okay, the Corsair is actually coming in. Where are those Scourge? He does have quite a few, but look at this. Flying back over the Archons. Very well done. Oh, one of them actually connects, though. Only 4 Corsairs, so this is still a doable defense for Action.
It's a very doable defense for Action.
What's wrong with that, Tasteless?
I don't know. I just never heard you say it like that.
It's a doable defense. He can do
for
it.
Action, yeah.
You can do it. And look, now he's got his +1 flyer carapace.
Yes.
It's a super doable defense. Is it a doable attack, though, for Mini?
It has to have a fraction in there. You got to keep that part in there as well. Oh, by the way, these Corsairs connecting nicely with those... Scourge connected nicely with the Corsairs. He's going to have to back up. Now, there's going to be this moment where Zerg might be stuck making more and more mutas if he gets the armor here. We're going to have to possibly see some switching. I love this. He's hiding pylons everywhere. Zerg's Action's being really smart. You know, when you have a lot going on, it's great to send a probe out and just start trying to make a pylon somewhere, get a cannon up.
I love the way that Action's playing this. I'm just such a fan of mutas in this matchup. It's like very, very fun to watch, especially if the Corsairs don't wreck them. I mean, if the Corsairs wreck them, that's not fun to watch. But when they don't, it's like, oh, this is pretty dynamic, right? There's like a lot of interesting moves that both sides can make. But look at what Mini's up to. He's actually adding his Dragoons in now.
Yeah,
is he just going for like a ground-pounding force here?
Yeah, well, you don't really need to rush into Templars because they're getting just a bunch of mutas, right? And so they don't have a ground army. So, I mean, you definitely want to have, you know, the bare minimum number of Templars here, but he might be going for a ground pound here. Oh, that was weird. The thing is, Zerg is completely turtling up, so I think what Protoss wants to do is try to watch for where the 4th base is and look for a fight there.
He's got 3 Evos right now and does have some Lurkers out, so it seems like this army going to have a hard time breaking through, but with the Dragoons, you can start to hit on the hatcheries in the outer buildings. What is that guy going to make? Queen's Nest?
I think there was some mistake there. Our observer keeps going back, but it's not getting moved. I think Mini will probably just continue to power up, start to throw cannons down at a 3rd base, and it's going to be up to Mini to try to just check the map and say, okay, where's the expand going to be? It will be down there. That's why we're seeing Lurkers suddenly get produced.
Okay, the 3rd base coming up here for Mini now. There we go. I think he might have told that to build earlier, and he just ran out of the money to do it. That's what that placement kind of looked like to me. But all right, so a little bit of a tech transition here from Action. This is actually getting into a more interesting spot than a lot of the PvZs that we've seen so far, in my opinion. I like this, right? There's not really that many High Templars, but it seems like the ground army is much stronger right now for Mini, but Action is switching over into an army that should be able to fight against that, right?
Yeah, this is actually exactly what Action needs to do, to just slow down the 3rd base here. A little bit overkill there with that storm, but... and so this Nexus is going to get up. He might want to actually park his army outside the natural. The Dragoon's just kind of firing some shots. It's going to interfere with all the rally points as well. The thing is, we've seen a lot of Zergs that kind of overextend here. Let's see how he plays this. Now, there's actually...
Oh, that's interesting.
I think Action is intending to try to take both the upper right and the bottom left and just see which one actually lasts.
Yeah, that's an old strategy from Zerg, actually.
Yeah.
Span twice and let him kill one. Now, This is so interesting to me right now. Like, Action is rushing up to Hive, and look at this. He's being super mobile with this group of units. He might go for that third base again. Has another group of Lings in the top right as well.
I love this, the sending of the 2 Zealots over here just to get the kill on the drone.
Can they, though, that Lurker?
Yeah, yes they can.
Easily, I might add.
Yeah, Mini needs to have DTs or Zealots just checking the upper right and the bottom left. On a map that's about this size with the expansion numbers that we have, there's not a lot of hidden bases. This isn't like Circuit Breakers where you could just chuck an expansion somewhere crazy and they might not find it. Like, it's pretty easy for the Protoss to scout. And so here's what I was talking about earlier, is we might have a pretty steady push here. Now, he's got to be careful not to overextend with the Zealots here, because they will get chewed up. Oh!
Oh, he gets the Observer. There's a lot of Lurkers still in here, but he does have some Size Storms. Picks off one of them. Actually, that is the last Lurker, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah. And so now he could try to, edge forward here. Now, there's going to be a lot of cracklings being made here, so it's important that he didn't overextend with those Zealots, because the Zealots are what you need to kind of be in front of the cracklings. Archons are also, extremely important as well. Now, if he gets the Hydra Den here, too, that's going to hiccup Lurker production. Hydra productions that we can turn into Lurkers later.
I suppose you're right about that. It looks like Adrenal isn't quite done yet, but that will be super helpful. He has quite a few units out on the map. I feel like there's going to be a flank that kills this, which I see a lot of the time when a Zerg turtles like this. Eventually, Protoss really commits, and then a giant flank comes.
Okay, he's looking for that Observer. The Observer's going to try to get back over here. Oh my God! Nicely done.
Yeah, nice pick off.
Good snipe. This is exactly how you keep a Protoss outside of your base, and not actually coming in there and destroying you. Is they have to respect the Lurkers. And eventually they're going to run out of the other tools that allow them to fight like this. And so we're seeing a very, very turtled up defensive Zerg style here. This is very frustrating to play against because right now Protoss has the muscle on the map. They are able to basically win any fight in open territory, and that's why we're seeing these guerrilla tactics here.
Oh, he's trying the Mutalisk Micro and actually picks off the Archon. Yeah, that was nice indeed.
Oh,
revenge.
Well, this means that the next Observer is going to be able to get over there.
Oh my God.
And there's a chance Action is actually cracked open. That was so crazy.
He's like, hey, those cost 1,000 minerals and 1,000 gas, right? He's like, yeah, bye. My God, that was brutal.
Okay, so every Lurker, very important here. Scourge are going to be necessary to snipe Observers. I don't know about this. I actually think it's probably better if he ignores the third. Just leave it alone,
I think I agree with you. At the top right base, if Action wins this game, it's because of this, right? Like, he's turtling it really heavily, and Mini just has no idea.
Sometimes Zergs will lose a game like this because they lose their main. It seems like a lot of times people assume that StarCraft games are won purely off of who got the last, stop that last expansion, but there is the chance that they are so invested in defense there that you just get in there and then you kill all the tech. And during that tech reset, there's like so many different things a Protoss can do. Now, he's not going to push it any further here, it seems like. Oh, no, hold on.
Yeah,
he's actually looping back around.
Backed out, but he is coming back in. Now that there's Defiler tech out, though, and these Adrenalings, I feel like that gets a little bit scary for Protoss. Sometimes we see Protoss still fight against that and eventually kill them. But if he doesn't kill him on one of these next couple pushes, isn't he going to have to tech up more?
Yeah, he might have to. We also might have, hold on, now, this is the most important moment here. One thing you can have if you start to have Defilers come out is you start to, because that means that they're trying to, defend a lot with very, 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 very little here, is you can go mass Corsair DT.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're going to try to tech into something else, and you sort of just roam the map, and they can't really get out and do that much. And then they have to get something that can directly confront Corsairs. Now, that was actually very well handled there by Mini, by the way. He did not overextend. The Adrenalings are going to try to come out here and do some damage, but...
Yeah, I love how he's taking his time re-size storming everything here as well.
To be honest, it might be worthwhile to get a Dark Archon to feed back the Defiler. I mean, the amount of sustain that a Dark Swarm gives you in moments like this...
Yeah, we've actually seen a slight emergence of Dark Archons since Remaster came out, more than I remember ever seeing in the old days.
Okay, Storm's coming down now. And I gotta say, I think we just saw Action get broken. I think he did it. I don't think he's going to have enough. And this is actually a really intelligent play by Mini. He's just basically busted in here. This is hurting my eyes.
There's some things going wrong here for sure.
So many things wrong with this picture here.
Those slings will eventually kill that Zealot. Oh my god, the Archon's getting up and everything.
Yeah, all you need is Zealot Archon from here on out.
Well, the Dragoons are doing just nothing.
Yeah, but they've served their purpose here. There's no defenses. And then you're going to have action. Yeah, that's it. GG.
Wow.
Really, really well played there by Mini.
Yeah, that was a very cool
Expertly
game. It felt like he was on the back foot a little bit against the Mutas, but I guess Action never really got any damage done there. And Mini's pushes were beautiful, how he didn't overextend.
Yeah, and he basically just sort of willed his way through. He had a big enough army, and he was very patient about it. I think almost any of the Protoss player does not get in there, but he was smart. He kept the Dragoons alive. He knew he had to get those observers over there. I think he even got observer speed. Gets in there, and when you see that, what the Protoss identifies is that the natural is probably the most likely place that you can get into. Most of the time, you see people trying to kill expansions back there.
That third base was so turtled. You do not want to go up that ramp.
And the fact that there was no high ground there, even though there was all these buildings covering it, over time you could chip away at that and eventually get in there. And specifically with Zerg, when you can get to their hive on maps like that, you'll see this on Fighting Spirit as well. They don't even have enough room to rebuild all their buildings on those turtled bases. Yeah. And so all you have to do is get in there and kill their core tech, and then it's really a very easy win, and that's why we saw Action type out. Technically, Action could probably have lasted much longer, but all Mini would do is take the entire map and sit and
clown on
wait.
him at that point.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
there's
so much that you can do at that point in time.
Yeah.
That opening was very interesting.
Yeah, it was quite cool how he blocked the third base immediately, slowed him down, had the Zealot pressure, got into his Nexus. Very cool stuff. I do want to mention that it seemed like Action tried to build the Queen's Nest earlier. I feel like his Hive and thus the Defiler tech was about a minute and a half late, including the Adrenalings. And I, with how the timing that he busted the Natural the first time, or half busted it at least, right? Compared to when the Defilers came out, I feel like that could have made quite a difference this game. If he had had out Adrenalings and a Defiler like a minute and a half before they both were out, that can make a big difference.
Yeah. Let's see how he does this time around. I don't know if that was necessarily Action's game plan to play into a game like that, or if the opening from Mini set it up. Sometimes if Zergs get behind, they're kind of forced into the defensive play.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, we're going to jump into game number 2 here on Circuit Breakers. Here we go.
Okay, so we have Action in the upper right and Mini in the upper left, both players sharing the top of the map. And Action is actually scouting to the south here.
I think also, by the way that Action played that might be a little bit about the map. I think he was trying to go into that turtled style, because that map seems a little bit hard for ZvP. Getting a fourth base can be a little bit difficult, but there are places that you can heavily turtle, so maybe that was kind of his plan overall.
Mini, I'm always watching for his builds early on. I love the way he plays this, but this is on a map that's not one-on-one map. So you have certainly a limited number of options as Protoss without taking huge risks. Although there is, you can just not scout at all and make a Nexus. I don't know. It's one of those things.
I tell you, every time I see a Nexus first, I'm just scratching my head. Overpool, it feels like it is the build 8 times out of 10, or at least.
Yeah, it seems like Overpool it's the Goldilocks build. It is just right against pretty much any kind of build, and I think that's where we saw the origins of the one gate pressure build. As you look at that, you go, well, this is kind of enough. To be a bit of a headache.
Sure. By the way, we just saw a nice scout there by Mini, where you go, that's a Circuit Breaker specific scout.
Yes. If
the Zerg scouts in the normal pattern, which of course, if you're a pro gamer, you're going to randomize which direction you send your Overlord in. But you can just go there, and at that time, you'll see the Overlord coming and know what main base that they're in. And if you don't see it, they're in the bottom left. Unless, of course, they've randomized that search pattern.
I think he actually made a forge. You can cannon rush.
Yeah, no, I think you're right that he did make a forge. I don't think we're going to see a cannon rush, though. A cannon rush hasn't worked at the pro level, I think, since Remastered came out.
Yeah, I don't think we've casted a game that's...
I've seen every ASL and KSL game since Remastered came out, and even before that a little bit. Yeah. And I can't remember a cannon rush actually working. I remember Best did one on this map, and it didn't work at all, and it was like against Hatch first.
Well, the thing is, for a while they were so strong because you could just pop them out, and you know, Zerg's just minding his business trying to play a macro game, and suddenly, because there were all these techniques you had to know about how to get in there and get in front of the cannons. I mean, I was totally in love with cannon rushing once I discovered that I could both expand and possibly just get a really quick cheese to interrupt everything.
Sure.
Also, I think they've changed several maps so that the cannon rushes aren't as viable. There were a couple,
you're very
right
of maps
where cannon rushes were just so comically good. That
I think
you would actually be foolish to not use them.
Yeah.
It's like, look, this is, if you can memorize the build pattern here, and then you can basically play a proper PvZ when you're way ahead, just do this. And so I think they fixed a lot of that on these maps.
You're definitely right.
And so we have gas coming down now. Now it appears we're just going to see a steady tech into layer here.
Something interesting to point out, right, is the third base location for action. A lot of times when they are horizontal spawns like this, we've seen Zergs take like the 3 o'clock or the 6 o'clock base, right? Because that mineral base gets kind of close to your opponent. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything like that. Just kind of interesting to see. Maybe Action hadn't seen exactly which main base he was at yet as well.
I'm excited to see Mini, by the way, actually with a more ordinary build. I want to see how he performs.
Okay.
This is just no cannon rush forge first. Okay. Well, hold on.
Do you see what I see?
Do you see what I see? A den, cheesing in the game.
You are actually one of the great song makers of our time.
Thank you, Arjoseph.
No one knows this except for me.
I don't think this is going to work. I don't think it's going to work at all.
What, the Hydra Rush?
Yeah. Well, he's going to see it.
How's he going to see it?
Because the second Zealot's going to go over there. It's in the middle of the map.
No.
Yeah.
No, he's just going to kill the Zealots. Watch.
Look at this. Oh, he didn't go through the crack.
Okay, the next
Did he
Zealot's
cancel the
coming.
layer?
Look, these are Zerglings, right? That are on that second Zealot. Oh my gosh.
Listen, you don't know who you're messing with here, buddy.
See? See, he's not letting it in. He has no idea. He thinks that right now the layer's about to finish. That's what he thinks, Staceless.
It did finish. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-oh, this is suspicious. Nothing to hide here. Making sure my drones...
Oh!
Now, the thing is, the drone move there might telegraph... Yeah, that basically telegraphs the rush.
Well, there's Hydras out, so...
So some of you guys might be wondering, why would you still get a layer if you were going to do this? Because the Protoss will let his guard down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
it's worth it.
No,
Otherwise, it only costs 2 Hydras, right?
I think he might be... This is not a committed one. I think he's going to try to kill the Forge.
Yeah, there's been a... I love that cannon placement right there, by the way. That's trying to block the Forge from dying. But, look, I actually have seen some builds where you go layer into the Hydra Tech as opposed to the Spire. Do you know much about those builds?
Oh, hold on one second.
Ones that are macro-based?
You mean the Zerg goes in and gets a steady Spire and stays back?
No, instead of the Spire, going into the layer, getting the Hydralisk Tech out. I've seen it done with Lurkers a little bit, and they take a 4th base and kind of macro up.
It's kind of an older way. It's from what I understand, it's kind of an older way to play it.
I haven't seen it too much lately, but a little bit in ASL. We had a few games of it.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm still kind of unpacking some of these different play styles and how this works. We also, we had that one game where Jaedong did a Hydra bust, but also was getting up to 5 hatches while it was going on. If you remember,
he Hydra busted while having...
He got to have his cake and eat it with that build. It was very, very strange.
He had all the tech and drones and the rush. It was really good.
There's a rhythm to this as well, right? He made some drones. He did a little bit of damage. He stopped, and now he's gone back and he's making a ton of Hydras. Now, note, he's going to get the Forge, so there's going to be this period of time. Great body block, by the way. Ooh. That was the one way that you might be able to slip out and just start killing workers. But the Forge is still alive. He's going to try to trounce this expansion here, and it's going to be up to Mini to do everything in his power to stop it. This is why we see probes pulled here. I know it's a lot of cannons, and it looks like there's no way you could break this. You'd be surprised how fast Hydras do damage.
Yeah, they really do.
Now see the Corsairs that are parked. Corsairs are parked at the top. That's so that you can probe click onto the minerals.
Yes, you're very right.
He needs to be able to probe drill here.
Okay, picks off that forge. So many cannons coming up. He does have a High Templar as well. Does send these down as those finish up. Doesn't need that drill any longer.
He's actually going to get one Overlord. Very nicely done. Supply blocking action is something absolutely worth doing here. And we've got a Spire coming.
Okay. Seems like Action may give up this rush. Like he's making drones again. He's just kind of adding on his tech. But did he do enough here?
Well, we haven't really gotten a shot of the Protoss' main, so we don't really know where the tech is yet. I mean, we saw that DT was forced, and then he killed that. I think he's in good shape, actually. I think Action's going to be fine as this game continues on here.
Okay, the Corsair just flying out. Getting that full scout off, seeing that there is that transition now. I mean, there are a lot of Hydras, but High Templar tech is already out. I imagine that Psystorm is about done now.
Yeah.
Isn't Mini's next move out going to be very, very strong? It seems like it's going to be late, though. Look at this. He's just now adding those gates.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens when you make that many Hydras. You can't afford a gateway. A gateway costs the same as a cannon. So you just throw down tons and tons and tons of cannons. And what the Protoss usually is trying to do in this moment is this balancing act of at least getting all the upgrades out. You know, researching Storm, doing everything else. Because those are the only buildings that you have. PvZ's funny early game. It's very interesting how it operates.
It's a very strange matchup.
It's compared to all other RTS matchups, there's a lot of things that are just not traditional about it. You know, it's in the way it's played here now. The fact that you would rely only on structures to defend at high-level play early on is a very odd thing.
Yeah.
That seems like a very newbie thing that you're kind of taught to unlearn that. Like, don't make 50 cannons here. That's stupid. You need to get an attacking army. And I think that's why we didn't see this historically in StarCraft for a while. And then as time passed, someone said, wait a minute, but if I make the cannons at the expansion and I can just math it out perfectly, then I get away with it, then I have a lead. But then there's this whole way that the Zerg can exploit. Okay, well then let's make you keep making cannons. Oh my God! It says, can I do it, Artosis? I'll do it for you. It's a red Archon.
This is called a dark Archon.
Oh, my bad. It's not a red Archon?
Well, it's red in color for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Its name though is the dark Archon.
How is this role reversal?
What's its abilities, Tasteless?
Melee storm. Melee. He storms lots of melee. Now the Dark Archon is a really interesting pick.
Well, there was the Muta switch, right? So he has some Mutas out. They got wrecked the first time they flew in, but I love Maelstrom against Zerg. It's just so strong.
Maelstrom?
That's what it's actually called.
Melee Storm.
Melee Storm.
Melee Storm.
Mealstorm.
Yeah, the Dark Archon is a very cool pick. And
that was the greatest Psystorm
This is
ever.
exactly why you never storm unless you are in range when it can come out, because there's almost no moment where you're like, I'll just storm here on the ground. And
jeez,
that was funny. Is this going to be...
The only spell that should ever whiff like that is EMP, okay? There's nothing else. There's nothing else that should ever whiff that bad.
If you don't storm at the right time, it takes the Templars too long to start to move to get to where they're in range where they storm, so then you end up with this really off-looking storm. I think we're going to see a push here from Protoss.
Well, he's definitely getting ready for it. He's kind of zoning all the units out of the front of his base.
Now, there's 3 locations you could hit here as Mini, and that's always what the Protoss is thinking about in a moment like this. Is it going to be that 3rd base, will it be the natural, or will it be the 4th base? But first he might try to take a fight in the middle of the map.
Look at the supplies right now. Action actually has it reasonably close, but this is such a teched out army. I feel like if he just nails his spells, it's going to be really hard for Action.
I don't know if he has enough storms, actually, for the number of Hydras that are out here.
What type of storms are we talking about?
Not melee storms.
Okay, some Hydras actually come in for a bit of a flank. Oh, that is so beautiful.
Beautifully done. Really, really nicely done. And then he just waits.
Cloudy with a chance of melee storms there, Jesus.
Oh, we have fun here at KSL. We do. Okay. Zerg is now beginning to get even in supply, which usually means the Protoss is not in a very good spot. He's going to try to push out, though. Let's see what he can actually get done. Now, you want to actually, in this moment, you want to run and have the storms come down as the Hydras are coming for you. That's one trick to make your storms probably do a lot more damage than they normally would.
Yeah, storms are extremely good in retreating situations. Okay, he almost has another Maelstrom ready. Pulling back onto his high ground, it looks like Action is really trying to flank, but Mini's army movement looks really good right now.
Yeah, well, what he's doing is he's coming out, he's waiting for an attack, and you have to keep in mind, and I think people that have not ever played StarCraft 1 cannot really appreciate how physically taxing it is to continue to spread out control groups of Hydras. You're kind of exploiting the sheer amount of APM it requires.
The amount you have to switch screens to do that, too, is really high.
Yeah, and I mean, it interrupts all your macro cycles and everything. And so what he's doing is he's coming out, he's looking for a little bit of a fight, and he blankets with storms while he runs back.
Yeah. Okay, he's coming out once again. Very scary-looking army here, but Action has so many Hydras at the moment.
The problem, though, is when you have this many Hydras, it's much harder to control everything.
I love the way that Mini is microing this.
Well, this is
it's beautiful.
This is how you get them to actually eat a lot of storms.
But Action is playing right against it very well. Like, he's running up and then turning around as soon as the Protoss army is turning. This is beautiful army control on both sides. Someone's got to falter, though.
Okay, as we zoom out here, we have the Mutas coming in. It doesn't look like they're going to be targeting down any of the Templars just yet.
Feels like Action's micro is good enough thus far. It's actually running with this other group.
Size storms.
That bottom one was beautiful.
But look at this. Mini is so patient. And Mini's actually taking a fourth as this is happening. Great melee storm there. No, I can't even say it right. Now we've been messing with the words for so long.
The Hydra's all coming in right now. A lot of them getting butchered. He is starting to kite back against these alts. Picks off a High Templar. Nice pick off there. Starting to make some lurkers over in the middle of the map as well.
Mini's starting to really get some momentum here. Where is the actual rally point? Is it just below the bridges?
Oh, I'm not sure, actually.
Sometimes in games like this, just getting to where the rally point is pretty huge.
Yeah. Well, you have to reset so many hatcheries from so many locations.
Okay, we got a counterattack here.
Yeah, he's hitting this mineral-only base. The thing is, he is going to get flanked here. Ooh, nice Psy Storm there as well. The rallied Zealots coming up and attacking these Hydras. He is going to end up losing these Hydras.
Yeah, this seems like a bit of a mistake.
Yeah.
He's gonna try it. No, he can't even snipe the Nexus. So he's going to run for it.
He lost a lot of Hydras there for not much damage.
Let me tell you something. Once the Protoss gets the fourth base up, you are just in for a very long, difficult game here as a Zerg.
Yeah.
Protoss has finally gotten exactly where they want to be. We might even see some Reavers used in the late game here to defend against Dark Swarm and stuff like that.
I feel like Mini is playing so well right now. You can see his supplies starting to really climb at the moment. He's still got such a highly technical army as well. Lots of upgrades coming for Action. What is the type of move that you're looking for here as Action? Just getting him out of position? That feels like what Action is going for.
Yeah, he's been kind of relying on that. Well, he's also getting ready to have to really turtle in this game here. Probably going to have, there it is once again. Very nicely done. It's so sick just how Mini is making this look so easy.
Yeah.
And by the way,
very good at
this isn't like the most ideal tech to have here in a game that is now going to go on for this long. Just Hydra Lurker.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've noticed kind of trending now with because Mass Hydra is so strong in the mid game, and it seems like a lot of Zergs tend to lean into that a little bit too hard. Is that then they don't really have a great army to fight in a super late game? You know,
it's a good point. They do really focus on that so much. Look at this though, Mini coming down with his army. It's kind of disjointed, taking a while for the Templars to come. Some good Psy Storms do start to land though. Action not rallying anything else into here right now.
Yeah, I think that he's going to be able to save this, though.
I think so.
Yeah, and this is...
Maybe not, actually. That is a lot of Hydras. He loses all of his probes, at least. Now, this next wave coming in, this could be really problematic for Mini.
Yep, you're absolutely right. The question is how many cannons are actually at the third base?
Oh, he's going for the third base. I
Yeah.
thought actually he might flank and use the high ground advantage there on the fourth base.
No, I think he doesn't want to try to fight the main army.
Okay.
Basically, you know, all these units move at different speeds, so it's kind of hard to get the Protoss army where you need it to be altogether. You know, you're a lot of times it's just zealots fighting.
Yeah.
Again, and the Templars come in later, and then you can try to come in from behind and hit them. And I gotta say, actually, Mini's basically winning on every front. You would have wanted to have done much more damage as action here than what we've seen.
I feel like the amount of times he attacked the third, I'd like attacking the third as a distraction to hit the fourth like we saw.
Yeah.
But I feel like that time, maybe trying to hit the fourth again, like if you kill the mineral-only base, that's not even the most important thing.
Dude, this is Mini's so good.
This Dark Archon has been
I always
wildly
thought we were going to see something like this, you know, more commonplace in StarCraft, because it's actually a great unit, the Dark Archon. Its spells come out so quickly. You can see how fast it is.
Yeah.
It's basically, it glides with the army very easily. Feedback is comically good for how the distance it fires at.
Oh, yeah.
And it comes out instantaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Maelstrom's just so good in this matchup.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, people might laugh at this, but if you would get in a really, really long, weird game, mind control is not actually the worst thing ever, you know? It's one of these things where it's like, okay, let's say that the whole map is cut in half and they're turtling.
Once upon a time, there was a professional PvP played on a two-player map.
Oh,
where
yeah.
It ended up a draw because both sides had a bunch of Dark Archons at the end game.
That's right.
So they just sat behind cannons because otherwise you get stuff stolen.
Right. It's funny. But yeah, I think it's just a great unit. Okay, so we got a big surround of Hydras coming in over here.
Some good side storms coming. He has a lot of Dragoons in here, pushing these Hydras down, but there is going to be a flanking coming now.
Yeah, this is actually really good storms here. Look at this. He still hasn't even killed the Dark Archon. There it is, GG.
Ooh, that Dark Archon stayed around during the entire game. What a hero.
Dude, Mini is so good. He's so incredibly good at this matchup. It's crazy. And you can see he exhausted the Zerg. Most Protosses would have fallen apart there. He basically just outlasted him, had a better tech. Action was still on layer when he typed in GG.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you actually said it very well. The Zergs are so happy with the mid-game power of the Hydras and then into some Lurkers that we're not seeing them tech up all that quickly. A lot of games are ending like this, where it's like, oh, none of this worked this time? You don't really have a transition. Sorry.
Yeah, it's funny because Zerg looks so good with those mass Hydras. I understand why they're trying to do that, and some of that, you know, the Hydras were there from that attempted bust. He did get the Forge and the Gateway and forced a ton of cannons, but yeah, you know, in late game you need things like Cracklings. He didn't have melee upgrade, right?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I don't think he did. You know, you need Adrenalings. You know, Ultras can be great in late game. You want to try to capitalize on drops, and he just sort of had this, like, I guess what In Control call, you know, kind of Manzerg, Hydra Lurker, which can be very good, but the longer the game goes on, the more sophisticated an army Protoss is going to get every time. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, Game 3 in this best of 5.
지금 저그 6시로 러커 드랍 올 거예요. 보세요. 오잖아요. 그럼 스캔 뿌려서 잡을 준비해야 되는데 막아야 되는데요.
잘 맞추는데? 근데 나랑은 좀 안 맞네.
맞추는데 안 맞는다는 건 또 뭐야?
어머, 도와주세요.
자, 오늘은 어떤 명승부가 펼쳐질지 명경기 속에 명언이 터지는 거거든. 지지?
사드론이 뭐야, 사드론이. 그렇다면 MC
쏩니다 머니 상태에서 프로브까지 동원합니다. 프로브까지 동원 탱커 일본은 센터가 됐고 일본은 통통통통통통통 이제는 병력 없어요. 제제
역시 해설은 예측이지. 역시 해설은 명불허. 역시 해설은
뭉치면 살고 흩어지면 죽는다.
예측은 감이 아니라 실력입니다. 나의 실력이 선수의 실력이 된다.
나의 샤우팅 나의 열정은 선수의 즐거움을 위한 것이다.
이 모든 게임의 주인공이 있고 이 모든 게임은 하나의 이야기지.
설마 이겨요?
네, 이거 이래요. 와! 당신만을 위한 위대한 그들의 해설 시작하겠습니다. 스타크래프트 전설의 목소리 팩 전격 출시.
먼저 김성대 선수입니다. 자, 이에 맞서는 김민철 선수입니다. 네, 집요하게 심리전을 이용하고 있는 김성대입니다.
네, 요걸로 들어가서 일거리 좀 잡아야 되는 뮤탄이 은근히 많거든요.
예.
네, 3개면은 이거 수비하기 딱 적절한 그런 뮤탄 쓰고요.
자, 뮤탄을 몇 개 잃는지도 봐야 될 것 같아요.
하나
하나 잃었어요.
잡혔고요.
하나는 잃었습니다. 6개의 저글링이 들어왔었고, 그리고 떠났던 그 뮤탈리스크 김성대에게 도착을 했습니다.
이렇게 하면서 안마나 가스를 파도 사실 뮤탈 비율량에서는 김민철 선수가 꿀리기 없거든요.
예.
즉 역시 어떻게 시작을 해도 운영 자체가 지금
자,
좋습니다.
놓쳤는데,
예,
양쪽 다,
이거
이게 대형 사고가 될 수 있어요.
그러니까 이게 김성대 선수가 지금 가스를 다 소모해서 러쉬를 가기에도
네.
업그레이드 차이가 나고 있기 때문에 글쎄요, 이거 김성대 선수가 가는 것도 좀 위험해 보이거든요.
네, 도착할 때 업그레이드가 될 것 같기는 해요.
자, 업그레이드.
그래서 온 게 아닐까라는 생각이 들긴 하는데
네.
일종 간을 보겠다라는 거고요.
방위력이 돼 있는 김민철.
아직 안 됐어요.
자,
스컬 대단하게
스커지
스컬지로
컨트롤.
스컬지.
자,
완전 스컬지 대부대거든요 이거.
자,
이거 빼야 돼요.
어림없어요.
와, 진짜 많아요.
아니요.
김민철.
어림도 없습니다.
네. 자, 스쿼지 컨트롤하면서 낮아주면서 가고 있고요.
이거 뒤잡히면은 이거 뮤탈 다 잃으면은 미래가 없거든요.
업그레이드 차이가 있기 때문에 완전히 밀리고 있습니다.
도망도 못 갑니다. 업그레이드도 안 하고
예.
올인.
시시.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time to go to Game 3 with Mini versus Action. So far, Mini has been murdering. He's been killing.
Yeah.
How are Zerks ever going to beat Protoss, Artosis?
I tell you, it's been a shift in this tournament for the past couple weeks.
I think we might start seeing this early mid-game Hydra style go out.
Well, what do you replace it with? You're just not going to make units, Stasis? What do you even know? What are you talking about? Just not going to make
That's
units.
what I've been playing, Artosis. Why are they making? They just keep making drones, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go to Eddie.
Just keep making drones.
Keep making drones, man.
WWJD. What would Jayun do? All right. Yeah, Eddie is, I guess this is a good map choice. I wonder if we're just going to see the same thing, though. Lots of Hydras.
I think we need to see some all-ins. The thing is Mini going to let him?
It's hard to kill that probe, especially when it's a Zealot.
Okay, we're going to go into Game 3.
You know what I mean, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what happened last game, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a probe, it was a Zealot that was scouting. Tasis acts like I'm dumb. You're dumb, Tasis. Okay, we have Mini in the top left and Action in the top right.
When you going to make your pool action?
After the Overlord, Tasteless.
Okay. You better get ready for Gateway. Forward gate.
Could be. I don't think we're going to see like a 2-gate, but maybe a Gateway expansion.
Oop, that was close. Almost dropped the phone. Mini support here. And is the probe going to go to the right, upper right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
It's not going to the bottom
Mini's
left,
a
that's for sure.
map hacker.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to be a Forge expand, though.
Everyone who's better than me is hacking.
I don't run into that anymore. It used to be. It used to be all the rage, though.
He's just
Oh!
Up.
Is he hatch first? Oh, wait, no. Yeah, no, he is hatch.
Oh.
This is a hatch first build.
It's a pool first build.
Well, now it is that the probe is here, but it, like, I think he was saving up for it for sure, right?
I don't know. Maybe. Actually, I genuinely don't know.
No, he was. And then you see the probe, and it's like, oh, I'm not doing this. This is silly. So Mini sees how late this pool is. He's going to go ahead and go Nexus first because
Yeah.
he can. And now who's the fool action?
Oh, this is the dream as Protoss. When you find them first and they haven't scouted you yet, you're like, oh, this is just...
They get that every game against Terran as far as I can tell.
To have a Nexus you can get up before you've even started the Forge and get away with it is
yeah.
oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah. So Forge on the
Now,
way.
let's not forget, we've seen this happen with the very best in the world, is sometimes, somehow, the Lings just get there.
I don't think I'm going to taste.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's any Lings. You didn't save any larvae. But we have had that where it's like, the math is just fuzzy enough that apparently it can get there about 4 seconds before the cannon finishes, and that's when it just dies.
Okay, so cannon on the way, and Mini going to have that just beautiful economy this game.
I believe with the way this build is mapping out here for Mini is he can skip a pylon too. Oh, it's just amazing. Yeah, it's just like,
oh my gosh.
and then you're just like, you're killing it so hard, but you're like, you're having to get like your cybernetics core like by your wall in because you don't have any pylons,
No, I know exactly.
You're like,
what you mean,
this is amazing, but it's not very pretty in my base. Okay, I guess I'll make the Stargate next to my Nexus. Okay.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, if you get to skip like a depot or a pylon because of a quick command center Nexus finishing, it is just, it is glorious.
Yeah.
But then if you miss the next one because you skipped it and it's weird.
Remember when it dawned on you the moment you're like, oh my god, I forgot these things give me supply.
Yeah, you never
I
think of
usually
it.
just make them to return minerals and gas too, but I guess that's right. I guess before I had a deep or a pylon, I did have supply that was just there for some reason.
When I used to play Zero Color, I'd only get a few depots, then I just build mass command centers and float them so depots wouldn't take up room in my base.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Look at you, man. Who would want to play Legos with you?
No,
you're a wild child.
I'm a deadly Lego player,
Yeah.
Tasteless. Ooh. Ooh, he's going to get it. He's going to get it. He's going to get it.
I don't think he's going to get it, buddy. Look at you.
If he took a drone out, he might have gotten it. He's still going to get it.
Oh, go, 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 go,
Are you
go.
kidding me? Your drone can just flick on the way back to the geyser and kill it. Just do it.
Okay. Now, is there anything fishy with Action's build? That's what we're watching for. Any den? Any Tom Dennery? Does he like to eat at Denny's?
Oh!
I think he's not going to do
Everyone
any
likes
hydro-
to eat at Denny's
yeah,
is the answer.
Yeah. This is so annoying. Now watch, you can actually wedge the Zealot in between the minerals.
Or you can chase that drone.
Yeah.
No, the minerals. No, the drone. No, the minerals.
And watch this. There's the second Zealot's going to try to come up here. Really good control here by Mini as well.
Ooh!
Nice.
Well.
What about Zealot number 2, though? His life's for ire.
He's going to be back as a Dragoon to kill lurkers later.
There it is. He sees a tech.
Okay. So very standard stuff here from Action.
Unless Action decides to spring a bunch of mutas into the game.
Yeah, he did start his second gas, so we'll see what he does with that extra income.
He's already got about 400 gas banked. Now, what about this Zealot? Is his life also for ire?
All of them, in fact.
Yeah. Isn't ire basically just gone? Look at
The
Owen.
Zerg
Isn't
run
just
it,
a
I believe.
dumpster. It's a dumpster planet
But I think
now,
you
right?
win it back eventually. Oh my god, he's going double Stargate.
Oh,
He sniffed it out,
it's
Tasteless.
that second gas. He says,
Yeah.
oh, really?
2 gases? I think I know
Yeah.
what you're doing, Action.
He looks at him and he says, you probably should have eaten at Denny's, my friend.
Oh!
A boom, 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 boom!
All right, let's see what pops out of these eggs.
Scourge. There it is.
Oh,
he
double
says-
den.
Yeah, he says,
He's
I
really
eat at
tricking
Denny's
him.
all the time. Back off.
So it's my
He says-
birthday. I'm getting a free Grand Slam.
Yeah, he says breakfast, lunch, and dinner, my friend. Or are you a friend? That's what he does.
That's what he does.
That's
for
what he
sure.
does, man. Oh, we're so stupid. We're just.
Oh my god. But look at all the Corsairs he's going to have, Tasus, against these Hydras.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. And now Action sees the double Stargate.
Actually, here's the thing, though.
The Tricker has become the Tricked.
That's right. Trick or GG is what they say.
You know what they're about to say? Lights, Corsairs, Action.
Action. Nice. Oh, man. Citadel of Adune's coming down here. I think you have to go into Corsair DT for a little bit. But mass Hydras like this weird timing, do you just get smothered as Protoss?
Yes! You better kill a lot of Overlords here. Oh, and then he
Oh
loses
my
2 and
God.
doesn't kill the
Everything
Overlord.
Everything is going wrong. Okay, if there was a start, even though it's Nexus first here, I will say he's in. Okay, he sees a double.
Okay,
dense.
do you go scouts here because they can hit ground?
Absolutely. You got it. As long as you get the speed upgrade, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay. Right now, Minnie's shaking his head saying I shouldn't have joked about Denny's. This is bad.
Yeah. Put up those extra gates. Lots of cannons on the way. This is going to be many Hydra, though.
Ooh!
Has that
You got to be
+1
careful,
button.
though, because there needs to be some Hydras at home to defend, unless all the Overlords in the entire game are here. I mean, this could still go into Corsair GT and still be viable. Templar Archives.
Yeah.
The thing is that, well,
What's the thing?
no, nothing.
Nothing. There is.
I feel like
nothing.
I've just been talking through all these casts. I'm so sorry.
I want you to.
Maybe we should just be quiet and let them play. Yeah, there's not Overlords protecting back at home. Now, that being said, I don't know if he's going to be able to slip out with a DT, but
Yeah,
There's
well, now
this
that
funny
there's
thing
Overlord
where
speed, it's a lot harder.
making Corsairs, even though you'd say, well, Hydra's and Overlord speed, that's going to make it very strong against Corsair DT. Not always. You'd be surprised where you can get a DT to slip in. And the other funny thing is that it's not just about seeing the DT. You actually have to go over there and kill it. And sometimes when there's a lot going on in a game, you just won't see it.
Yeah. I like the double forge add-on, by the way. It's really cool. To really get those upgrades going at this point. He knows he's playing against this mass Hydra. Even the armor going to be very, very useful. Hydras do half damage to actual Zealot health. Everything does full to shields, though. So that those armor upgrades actually, they do a good job.
Yeah, whatever, nerd. We got a bunch of... I've been waiting for you to just say something really smart and technical, so I can be like, oh, what a nerd this guy is.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, the Hydras basically only do 3 damage a shot once they have the armor.
right.
After they get through the shields. Because I'm a nerd.
Ask me more trivia, tasteless. Jeez. So he can't quite get out. There's a big explosion at gateways, though. And this is kind of a funny game the way this went. Oh my
Ooh,
God!
yeah.
I almost said this might happen. I thought, no, I'm gonna look really dumb.
You were never going to say that was
I
gonna
know.
happen.
I thought
you
I
didn't
saw.
even know this is a strategy.
So
Oh!
this is what he wants to do is actually fill this area up with sunken colonies and spores and lurkers. And just like we normally see the Protoss unable to actually break into it. Oh my God, he got the DT out.
Yeah.
Just like we've seen the Protoss sometimes unable to break internal to expansion. Sometimes the Protoss is unable to break outside of their own base because it's the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
This is, what is this called back in the day? Manor Hatch?
No,
Well,
this
there's a
wasn't
word
Manor
for this.
Hatch. I don't know, offensive hatchery is what I would call it right now, but I can't recall if it had like a very specific name, but it definitely wasn't Manor Hatch.
This is really, if this gets set up, it's really hard to break. This is one of the oldest styles.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm actually glad we're getting to see it because we don't really get to talk about this style of play that much. But once that thing finishes, he is going to throw down a Spore. The Spore is the great mortal enemy of the Observer.
Yeah, it really is.
Observers check under their beds to see if Spore colonies are there before they go to sleep. They're so scared of them.
Yeah. It is.
And it's so hard to break out of here. And this is where you're going to see all these. Okay, here we go. Boop. I'm going to grow up to become a Spore.
My God. And he can make Sunkens in there as well.
Yeah, no, he's going to make everything that he can in this location here. And the whole game plan here, guys, is to snipe the Observer.
You know what I think would be a good play is grabbing a shuttle and taking that island now.
Yeah. In fact, this is actually not as advisable if there's an island on the map.
And you think you should go Reavers against this? Oh my God, he got drops.
Reavers are actually, they might be a necessity, but they're actually not very good. Reavers are actually not very good against Zerg static defense.
Oh, I know. They walk into it all the time.
They're supposed to be good, okay? In the Prima strategy guide, no doubt, it says they're good.
It also says in TBT to make a bunker with fire bats and marines in your command center.
Oof.
Really well written.
Yeah, somebody was just at home. Someone was paid to write that.
I know,
okay.
isn't that crazy?
Once they were done, they're like, all right, it's done.
He was the first esports journalist.
Okay, so this is the other thing.
Oh my god!
As this, oh my god.
Oh
As
my
this-
god!
Oh! Okay, so as the Protoss is trying to break out, you keep dropping. But he did run through here with all these zealots, so this is actually quite a bit of damage. Huh. I don't know how these guys got down here. I just suddenly looked at them like, what? What are those doing here?
Yeah.
Like, aren't you guys supposed to be defending the main? How did you guys even get out here? What is your story? Are you proud?
They're definitely proud because they're doing something. Oh, I love that lurker morph. That was great. Okay, so he's set this up. He's killed some probes. I feel like, whoa. Only one probe there? Oh my god, he really massacred the probes. Okay, there's like 12 probes mining gas.
All right.
I mean, minerals.
Reaver out here. Now, so far so good. Occasionally it will walk into the sunken colonies.
Yeah, you have to be careful about targeting it. Reavers are very dumb at attacking at their full distance.
Okay. By the way, guys, if the Zerg is broken, if the hatch goes down, almost always the Zerg loses. It's not like you kill the hatchery and you go, okay, now what? I mean, basically, this is all going to come down to if you can break this position. Now, keep in mind, even if he gets the hatchery, as long as there's a creep colony somewhere, there's creep. And so you can keep making sunks. So you basically have to kill this area and have all the creep go away.
It seems like he's breaking out pretty well so far.
Yeah.
That hatchery looks like it might go down. I think Action's probably not going to leave the game right when it goes down, though. Like you seem to think he's going to.
Oh, here we go. Another drop comes in.
Oh, my God. Again going after these probes.
Well, here's the thing. He's killed so many probes this game, actually, is probably going to be the exception to that rule because normally they break out. But if you look at this, it's like, well, how exactly are you going to rebuild an economy? I mean, you're not going to be mining out anytime soon. You got that going for you.
If he keeps spending all of his money on and all of his units on harassing the probes, Mini's army is, it's pretty strong. Does he have some potential to go over and kill him?
I think he might actually.
Is he gonna have enough money to buy scarabs?
You also want to watch when this happens to Protoss, how often they're able to get everything back to working at home. You're trying to macro out so hard and push out that sometimes you just, you don't put probes back on gas. Even at very high levels, I've seen stuff like that happen.
Sure.
Here comes another drop in here.
Oh my gosh, he just won't stop.
Is there anything in there? Yeah, there is, right? Okay, I was like,
I don't think so.
Just to let me kill
man.
I think we're going to have to go to game 4.
Yeah, definitely looks like it. Good thing. I'd feel really bad if Action crushed Mini the last time they played and then just gets crushed this time.
Yeah, it's like nothing means
what is
anything.
it? Yeah. It's like, aren't you guys both supposed to be good? Oh my god.
That might be the death blow there.
That is a lot of probes going down again. Oh my! 13 kills! Lucky 13!
Wow.
4 as well! Those are the two numbers that are unlucky! 4 and 13! Oh! That means something. I think Mini's dead.
He is dead, man. I mean, all he has is this army. Yeah, and he's just losing. There it is, GG. Great game there by Action.
Yeah.
And bringing out an older style.
Certainly did with that offensive hatchery. Okay, so now Mini gets to choose a map. What map would you choose here as Mini?
I don't know, maybe a one-on-one map?
Oh. Cross game if it's in there?
Sure.
I didn't check what he vetoed, so.
Yeah, I think a one-on-one map is probably the way to play. Mini always looking tilted when he lost.
Yeah, he's always very upset, but he's kind of, it used to be he would lose a game and then fall apart after it because he's so angry.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really fall apart anymore. He comes out and plays some strong games afterwards.
Right. Yeah, let's just see what happens. That was a kind of a funny way that game unfolded because it was 2 Stargates, hidden Stargate, but Action was going for a double Hydra Den timing attack. And then Mini survived it, and then everything got a little bit weird. He opted to do the offensive hatch. I think part of the reason why he was able to get away with that was because Protoss didn't do a standard tech.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just don't have that many units if you've been buying Corsairs all game.
Right, yeah. And you don't have a lot of gateways, so I mean, it's hard to have the momentum to have an army that can actually fight that hatchery that's out there. So we're going to go to game 4 now and see what Mini's going to do.
Well, It's time to see what Action's going to do.
Time
Wow,
to see what
Mini
Mini-
chooses
Coliseum.
Coliseum. We saw, didn't Snow veto that last night?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very different players right there.
So what is Mini going to try to pull off here, I wonder?
I mean, it's definitely a map where we could end up seeing Corsair Reaver. I think it's one of the maps in the pool where that is a doable strategy. I don't know if Mini does that so often, though.
I don't know.
You could go for the double proxy gate in the center. That's something that Mini does a lot and transitions very well out of.
Yeah, he's got some of the best proxy gating you can have in PvZ.
But the positioning of the natural, I mean, it's hard to get sunks up, but at the same time, the natural's kind of far away, so that could make it difficult to make this rush
actually,
work.
no. I want to retract that idea. I don't think he's going to proxy gate.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go into Game 4 now. This is Mini versus Action.
So we have Action in the bottom left. And in the top left.
So no proxy here for Mini. He might just do a Forge Expand, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely could be. Or Gateway Expand is fine, I think. I think Gateway Expand is actually safer on this map because of that creep out front. You don't want shenanigans to occur.
Yeah, maybe you're right. What a weird game that was, the last one.
Yeah, it was interesting though.
No scout after pylon this time around. Usually means we're going to get a gateway here.
Yep. So seems about right. We'll see from Action's side where he wants to go with this. Is it just going to be overpool? Was trying to get away with a cheeky hatch first that last game. Of course, you can do things like 11 or 12 pool or something.
Sure.
Don't see those as often. Not exactly sure even why, but I guess you get the larva quicker if you go for. Well,
I think it's
a drone count thing. Your Zerglings will be slower, but your economy is a little bit better, right?
Yeah. You're actually, especially early game, just getting an extra worker or two out.
Yeah.
And still being able to hold stuff up in the last second.
So he actually, this is what he was trying to do that previous game as well, but the probe got there in time that you canceled it.
Now, keep in mind that the Zealot pressure is going to be very, very scary. He's actually kind of come in here and try to get the block on the pool.
Oh,
Because if you can delay that spawning pool at all,
that's good
and that's
stuff.
why he sends two out like this.
Yeah.
That's the trick, is to just make it at two locations so no matter what, one of them gets it up.
Quite a common tactic. Now, the Zealot's coming down. I mean,
okay, the
Action
Overlord's
still should be okay, right?
Well, I mean, it's just going to depend on the control here. I mean, one thing to keep in mind is that this is a gateway fairly close to the main that is going to try to get to either the natural or the main, which is a very long walking distance.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a smaller map and your expansions are farther out where the gateway is, I mean, seconds really come out to a lot here.
Yeah, they do.
So we'll just have to see. I mean, this is one of those things you can't really... It's like when you see, you know, Medic Marine coming out on the map and there's Ling Muta. It's like, well, this will go either way. If the Zerg has great drone control and link control, sometimes no damage is basically dealt, or no kills are set up. Great kill there.
That's actually a big deal.
You need that probe to help you with the attack.
Yeah, it's 2 hits from each to kill a drone, so the fact that he killed that off is very, very helpful. Now, the Zealot gets here before any Zerglings are hatched. Nice drone drill there. Good micro so far from Action, pulling the injured drones really masterfully here.
Yeah, he hasn't lost any workers yet.
Wow, really well done by Action.
Third hatchery coming down now. And this is, you know, again, it's not, there's not a location he can really get to with this Zealot, I think, that's going to help him. He might try to run behind. No, he's going to try to just dive on top of a worker.
Oh, very swift control there again by Action.
Yeah.
His control very much on point. Taking no real damage at all. Wow.
Killing the Zealot off there. Dude, he always does this.
I love it.
This guy is so... Mini's so crazy, guys, because basically every other player in the world that we would look back here and there's a cannon making, he doesn't even have a forge.
Yeah. Do you go Hydras here as Action? Now that you've denied the scouting, you've denied all the Zealots, and you have that high ground to hit everything on, right?
Yeah,
like,
and keep in mind, if you kill the cybernetics core, it like completely interrupts everything. It's like losing a hive or something, you know, where it's like, okay, now I got to go back to the. So I would actually say, yeah, I think going for Mass Hydra, maybe that's a good play. A really rush like that. Thing is, are we going to see it?
Quite a few Zerglings walking out of the base right now. Let's get back and see that tech soon, I hope.
No.
Stargate coming up very quickly.
Right now, you can tell the Observer is much more interested in trying to copy Mini's build than Action's build here.
Cross player for sure.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. You know, you do have that high ground above the wall as well, so you should be able to pick off quite a bit. Of course, see that pylon that's on the high ground, you can put cannons there. It's hard for Hydras to enter the main because killing cannons on high ground with Hydras...
Oh, it's terrible.
It's hard.
Cannons are funny in that they do so much damage so quickly, but they also die very fast.
Yeah.
So whenever you're watching...
They're almost glass cannons.
Artosis? I can't believe we haven't said that earlier.
I know.
They are like glass cannons, man. It's... Well, let's see how committed he is to this, too. You know, you can always actually pull out of a rush.
He doesn't even need that much, to be honest. Like, he can do the thing where you make, like, 5 Hydras.
Just
kill the wall, make him get a bunch of cannons, and then, you know, drone up. Definitely a possibility here.
We just need to see if is he going to make some more Hydras here. Because there is, you know, like Artos was saying, the 5 Hydras come up. I don't see a layer.
Another drone popped. So I think it's actually just going to be a small group. I don't think it's going to be a big committal.
Let's see. All he has to do is wait until the Corsair has spotted it. Protoss is in the dark here.
Yeah, going after this Overlord.
I think the Corsair saw the Hydra, right?
Now it does.
Yeah, it does now. Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
That's our friend, the Overlord. He's one of us.
Oh.
You really mean it. So cannons are being made over here. Now, actually, one thing to point out is that if he can get that Overlord, it's huge. The Overlord can see up onto the high ground.
I think those cannons are going to finish without any problem.
Let's see Artosis.
And look, yeah, he is droning up. He is making the hatches. I like this play a lot.
Okay, he gets it. If the Overlord can get up there, again, even if it's the cannon's 95% of the way done, you can still kill it off with a few Hydras. So it is just going to be a little break over there. Now, behind this is actually going to be a lot of speed zealots.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that our Zerg player Action is actually very turtled up.
Yeah, he's certainly not yet, but he has decent production.
You know, one thing to keep in mind as well is think about all the games we've casted today, guys. How many cannons were made to hold off the Hydras in those games compared to what we have here? Was there like 3 cannons? 3 cannons is like nothing.
Well, 2 are on high ground.
That's what I'm getting at.
Oh,
and so the point is,
yeah.
is that you can get 4 gates out very quickly, hold off the Hydra rush, and actually the counterplay here is going to be huge. And so that's just incredibly important here. And so we're going to see a rush that may look a lot stronger than the rushes that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I actually quite like these Zealots coming out. They tried to trap those Hydras that were going after the gateway. A lot of Zealots entering the map. They have their +1. Legs just finished up. Action better have some units at home.
Yeah, right now the units are... Zerg's behaving as if there is not pressure. That's the way that they're rallied here. Oh, I see what he's doing. He's got drones with this. Try to help hold it.
Yeah. Okay, a split up of these Zealots. I think he wants them to chase these ones so the other ones can run into the main base.
I think
so. He does come down to engage this first group. The second group coming in. Well, there's a lot of Hydras left over there still.
Well, you only need to start to win on one of these fronts here. And he is going to be killing off Overlords too. Now, you got to watch out too, because sometimes you're going to get supply blocked if they get enough of these Overlords. Actually, I guess he's got quite a bit. Oh, no. Yeah, he was supply blocked for a little bit there.
All right, Sunken finishes up, so he should be able to hold on here. The frontal attack did not end up working either. Decent drone amount here. Plenty of hatches out for Action. He's on 5 hatch, right?
Yeah, this should be 5 hatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's fine. I think that there's a chance for Mini to attack in here again, but Mini needs to get a real Protoss army. You know, he needs to have Templars with that. He stopped pro production, huh?
Oh, it does look that way. Unless there's a lurker drop we missed.
So the DT is going to be out here to just make sure that there's no third base easily taken. Mini's going to continue to power up. Now, this is one of these moments where it's not like either side is clearly better than the other. If you have enough Zealots and Templars, you can beat Hydras. You can also lose to Hydras.
Yeah. Now, what do you want to do here as action? Set up a contain? Like, are you trying to use the high ground?
You want to try to snipe the Templars.
Yeah.
You want to wait for Protoss to come out. You want to exploit the fact that the only thing that physically does damage is the Zealot attacks. The Templars have to cast. You have to manually cast Storm onto everything else. And so...
Okay, that is a lot of High Templar.
Yeah, this is actually crazy.
7 High Templar and 5 Zealots. This is like I'm watching a tasteless PvZ.
Action. You know me so well. Action is about to, I think, well, he had almost 700 gas. He might be making a bunch of mutas to try to snipe this.
Oh, that would be really strong here. He would have no way to really stop
I don't know
that.
how Mini is able to move around the map and do this, where if I try to do this, all my Templars are already dead. This is just like...
Well, he's a pro gamer, James.
Yeah.
That's how.
We have him continuing to come out, and we have a lot of... Okay, there it is.
But there is an Archon now,
Yes.
so that's going to help. Let's see what he can snipe. Obviously, you're going to make some more Archons as these come in. Okay. Here we go. Going after the
Now,
Templar.
if you can kill all the Templar, I don't think this is going to work here for Mini. I mean, this is just like... This is you're playing into the Zerg's hand here.
A little bit.
By doing this. I mean, this is actually exactly how wins are supposed to look here in ZvP when the Protoss pushes out, you know, a little bit too soon.
A lot of Overlords might get picked off here from action. Mini still has a pretty strong army overall. The Muta's adding some good damage onto these Zealots here.
You want to be very good at microing your Archons away because the Hydras are going to try to snipe that. Everything is trying to counter everything else.
Yeah.
Now, there's no Templars here, so I don't know how long you can really stay.
Mini has quite a large bank right now. Look at that, over 1,000 minerals.
Yeah, that should
What's
drop
that
down
all
pretty quickly because his gateways are going to all fill up and then he's going to shoot him back down. But I think he was too caught up with trying to control this correctly.
Well, that is scary right there. The 3 Archons now definitely can keep those Templar alive a bit better. Some Lurkers are being added in. I do not believe we have any Observers here for Mini.
You might be right, but there might not be enough Lurkers here. The thing is that there's no actual point of defense here for the main. You know, normally you have sunken colonies here and it kind of turtled up, and I think that Mini actually is just going to burst into the main and start killing everything. This screws up rally points as well.
Look at this, the High Templar. Ooh,
oh, good snipe.
Yeah, excellent snipe right there. So the Mutas will continue to deal damage here to the Zealots. Can these Hydras pop these Archons? He really needs them to go down. Actually, Action's starting to do a pretty good job, but what's going on in the main base?
See, now the thing is, Mutas do not counter Zealots. Like, they can kill them, but they don't kill them quickly. And so these Zealots are going to destroy all the drones, I think. And we already see this happening. And keep in mind, Mini is not going to let up on macro here. He is absolutely going to try to come through and do even more damage.
That one Archon left over, he's got to pick that off. Ooh,
oh,
nice
man.
connection. Misses that one. Okay, a couple of hits there. They are pretty deep in the red. He's got enough Mutas now that I think he can pick off all the rest of the ground units.
Yeah, it looks like... Well, hold on, Artosis. We have more army coming in here. The thing is, you can keep splitting these Zealots up and hitting different locations, and the Zerg is scrambling to try to recover while the Protoss is powering on 2 bases.
Well, the third base didn't take too much damage. Definitely the natural. Not many drones left there. Killed off some of the drones in the main as well.
I'm worried, though, that
but the attack has been stifled, and Action's at a higher supply.
But there's not that much that can stop Mini from coming in again and doing that. I mean, a few Lurkers will come down, sure, but I mean, if he doesn't get enough set up over there, Protoss just walks right into the main again.
But it's going to take him a bit to get an army that can walk out, right? Like he needs some anti-muta.
I don't know that it really will.
No?
I mean, he's just, he's going to get a few more Archons? I guess he just is going to stay back in Dragoons, but I feel like, yeah, he could have... When you're at this phase of the game, you get armies so fast, gateway units actually come out incredibly quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
And so you do tend to have a lot, but it seems like he wants to get that Dragoon core with his army so it's no longer Zerg relying purely on finesse to try to hold this. He's got to be careful. Those mutas are very low on HP. One or 2 good storms, and you're in trouble. And so I think Action sees this opportunity as a moment to try to go for the contain. Now, a contain on a 2-base Protoss on this map is very hard to break out of.
A lot of goons are being made, so that definitely can help. But if he brings up some overlords, it seems like he can snipe observers very easily with this army between the Hydras and the Mutas. Oh my god, nice storm there, but the Lurker's gonna push everything back.
Okay, he needs to try to break out of here as soon as possible. The longer this goes on, the worse it gets. There's not, as far as we can see, there's not going to be any other hatchery built here, but maybe he'll try that as well. This angle is terrible right now for, and he needs to keep that observer alive. Gets the Templar.
Ooh, yeah, good snipes right there. Still though,
Good storm.
yeah, Mini has some strong units, but with this high ground advantage and the possibility to pick off these observers, even though we don't see that happening right now.
Yeah, there's
so
no
hard to
overlord
bust
here,
down.
right?
He had one a second ago. I'm not sure what happened. I think he's just focusing so hard on picking off High Templar. You know, you're only on 2 gas here as Mini.
Problem is when Zerg is doing this, again, a lot of times if you're not doing the turtle play, you're trying to do contain style. If the contain's broken, you're in a lot of hot water because the Zerg have to invest so heavily in trying to make this work.
Storm does get off there,
Oh
but the
my
High Templar
God.
gets picked off.
Lurker's so low on HP, but still doing a ton of damage to these melee attackers. Oh my god.
There's so many units coming up right now from Action Space. He's at a higher supply. He's going to catch these goons as well. We might be going to Game 5.
Yeah, I think he might have just beaten him here. The Lurker count is not going to go down. You know, once it's up and you have that arc, it's so hard for Protoss to get through. So very difficult.
Oh man, that one goon is going for his life right now. It's that initial Zealot that didn't do damage. Oh, I didn't do damage here either. This contain though, my god. Like, are you just gonna starve him out at this point? Like, you don't even need a 4th base's action, do you?
No, you don't. No, you don't. I mean, you'll probably eventually have enough money. You'll throw a drone somewhere. In fact, I think he's going to make one in the main in the bottom right because there's more minerals there. No, you just try to wear the player down. So there's this whole little art to this. It takes one Zealot hit and one Psy Storm to kill a Lurker. So every time you see a Storm on your Lurker, you just rotate that one to the back because there should be a Zealot inbound to hit that and then run back into the group.
Yeah. This setup though.
I think it's also one Dragoon shot and a Storm as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But it's just, you get the idea. So, now, the reason why this is so strong is that
a couple more shots there. Jeez.
You're basically leveraging the bottleneck that Protoss is trying to get out of. They're going to eat so much damage. Now, can he brute force his way through here?
Ooh, I don't know. That is so many Lurkers. These Zealots get shredded.
Great game. Okay.
Whoa.
We go to Game 5. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of Game 5s yet this season.
It's about time.
Action versus Mini.
We're going for the reverse sweep.
Yeah, you can see Mini getting very emotional about this right now.
Having a bad day.
No, certainly. Of course, Action, if he doesn't make it in this final game, we only have Sulky to represent Zerg in the top 8.
That's right. Zerg will be an endangered species at that point in time. We're not allowed to kill them in tournaments anymore.
Well, only if you have a license during Zerg hunting season.
That's right.
So, wow. Game 5 coming up. Very, very different games each time.
Yeah. Kind of a peculiar PvZ that we had in that one specifically. I think that things could have been handled a little bit better when the main was breached by Mini. I think that was the moment that things could have, if he was a little bit, because that push that we saw coming out, you don't normally see that work. But it seems like there was just a small enough number of Hydras. He was able to get in there. And then, yeah, when that contain gets up, it's very tough. If Protoss doesn't break that, things get out of control. And there's actually no way for Protoss to get a giant army out of their base by air.
No,
It's not like Zerg. You know, Terran have certain units like Medic Marine. You can pick up huge amounts of them and move them. Terran, and Zerg, you know, you pick up your whole army and Overlords. Protoss just don't have that.
Yeah.
They just actually can't do that. So you can suddenly...
You can't go recall on 2 base in this matchup.
Right, in this matchup specifically. So there's no way to get out. So Zergs will oftentimes try to exploit that by just making the game... There's no way you're going to have a good fight. And so eventually you use up all your resources, and as long as the Zerg has some income and they have control of the whole map, then they can win.
Yeah, very well done there by Action. It seems like the contains are working much better for him than the attacks are so far this series, right?
Yeah.
Because the games like Circuit Breakers, for instance, right, you just continually attacked. He was all over the place. Can't quite do it. But when you set up those contains, like on Eddie and like on Coliseum, Mini having a harder time.
We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, the final game between these two.
지금 저그 6시로 러커드라 볼 거예요. 보세요. 오잖아요. 그리고 스캔 뿌려서 잡을 준비해야 되는데 아 막아야 되는데요. 아
잘 맞추는데? 근데 나랑은 좀 안 맞네.
맞추는데 안 맞는다는 건 또 뭐야?
어몽 도와주세요.
자, 오늘은 어떤 명승부가 펼쳐질지 명경기 속에 명언이 터지는 거거든. 지지?
사드론이 뭐야 사드론이. 그렇다면 MC
쇼미더머니 상탄에서 프로브까지 동원합니다. 프로브까지 동원 탱커 1번은 센즈가 됐고 1번은 통통통통통통통 이제는 병력 없어요. 제제
역시 해설은 예측이지. 역시 해설은 명불허. 역시 해설은
뭉치면 살고 흩어지면 죽는다.
예측은 감이 아니라 실력입니다. 나의 실력이 선수의 실력이 된다.
나의 샤우팅, 나의 열정은 선수의 즐거움을 위한 것이다.
이 모든 게임의 주인공이 있고 이 모든 게임은 하나의 이야기지.
설마 이겨요?
네, 이겨요. 와! 당신만을 위한 위대한 그들의 해설 시작하겠습니다. 스타크래프트 전설의 목소리 팩 전격 출시.
먼저 보시는 김성대 선수입니다. 김민철 선수입니다. 김민철 선수는 1승입니다.
김성대 선수 같은 경우에는
예.
중간 정도 가다가 오버로드가 안 보이네. 그럼 여기는 아니다. 그러니까 상대도 역서치할 수 있다라는 부분을 배제를 한 건데
네.
지금 좀 많이 말릴 수 있습니다.
막을 만큼의 숫자는 현재까지는 있는 분위기인데 이게 진영 한번 잘못 짰다가 그냥 뚫리는 경우가 있습니다.
자, 넓게
거의
퍼진
싸움은
상태에서
김성대가
그냥 들어가요.
굉장히 좋았어요.
급했어요 이거 김민철
네.
선수.
네, 해철이가 좀 맞아주면서 그러면서 나오는 것과 함께 싸워야 됩니다.
자, 김성대도 알고 있고요. 넓게
김성대
퍼진.
좋아요. 일단 드론 하나
자,
때문에
드론 하나.
약간 좀 방해.
아 이거 뮤탈이 일단 뜨긴 뜨는데 위쪽으로
김성대
저글링
빠른데요?
양동 작전을 써야죠.
그렇죠. 네, 확실히 숫자 자체가 훨씬 더 많습니다.
엄청나게 많이 나왔습니다.
이거
김성대.
되겠는데요, 김성대.
이거 거의 다 뚫을 수 있는데요.
이거 뮤탈
예.
이렇게 하나씩 뜨게 되면 이거 해처리도 깨지게 되고 김민철 선수 위기입니다.
자, 해처리 파괴. 자, 이러면 김성대 재미 많이 봤어요.
네, 들어간 것 자체가 약간 좀 잘못된 선택이 되면서
네.
저글링이 좀 갈킨 것, 긁힌 게 이게 좀 급해였죠.
야, 지금 저글링 굉장히 많이 찍어서 이런 식으로 압박 닫겠습니다.
네, 이제는 김성대 선수가 앞마다 해처리도 깼고 스파이어도 깨면서
네.
뮤탈리스크 역습에만 그냥 안 당하면 되는 거거든요.
자, 그런데 어느 정도 대비가 돼가고 있죠, 김성대.
네, 이거는 솔직하게 말해서요.
와.
지고 싶어도 질 수가 없는.
네.
그쵸.
네, 그 정도의 상황을 지금 만들어버린 건데 이거 날아가봤자 그 어떤 꿈도 희망도 없는 그런 상황. 김성대의 판단이 좋았습니다.
뮤탈
스쿼트도
날라가네,
맞춰줬고요.
스쿼트 하나씩.
네. 뮤탈도 하나도 많고.
자, 지제.
What's up, everybody? We're back at the KSL, and this has been a really great PvZ match. We're tied up 2-2, which can only mean one thing, Artosis.
Yes.
We're going to the last game, Game 5,
Ooh,
on Cross Game.
Yeah, this is the other two-player map in the map
Talk
pool.
about an aptly named map for a moment like this.
You better believe it. Well, I think Coliseum probably was too.
Yeah, definitely not Eddie, though. No way. No way.
No. Unless that's the name of one of those 4 elephants. Okay. Cross game. This is a map we've barely seen so far this season. 2-player map. You've got the low ground main with the high ground natural, which is like the high ground of the area, so it has a ramp going down. Definitely a very different map. There's a very turtleable third base with just a single ramp, so I guess that's probably where action's going to go. Very interesting flow on this map, though.
Yes. Again, big question here. How is Mini going to play? He's always cutting corners and getting away with it. He's got a whole revolutionary approach to PvZ. But Action is coming back. Has Action just downloaded Mini? We'll find out. We're going to go into Game 5 right now.
So we have Action in the bottom left, and Mini in the top right. Shall we see?
Shall we see?
Here. It's, in PvZs with Mini in him, it's always about just watching Mini and seeing what he's going to do.
Yeah, this is this is the thing.
He dictates the matchup more than anyone else right now. A lot of times in the past, we'd be sitting there like, oh, let's see if the Zerg's going to do like a 3-hat Hydra. No. It's like, how many Zealots are this Mini going to make and when?
Mini's truly incredible when it comes to just what he's able to get away with, the rules he's able to bend here.
That is a great map of Korea right there. I flew on an airplane. That's amazing.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, it took me a minute. I'm like, oh, you flew here from like Busan? Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. I got that out of the picture. Yeah, it's a gateway.
Now, when is action going to pool? Gateway on 9. Not even a gate on 10, my friend.
Yeah.
See, Mitty said, I'm a fan of day 9.
Good for branding.
Good for branding. Now, we're going to see.
Must be nice to be able to just brand your brother like that for you. Just the plots working together.
That's right, man. We're a good team, buddy.
Yeah. If anyone in New Hampshire needs a high-end audio equipment installed, my brother's available. Very good at it.
Artosis' siblings didn't also enter into
Yeah,
esports.
they're not into StarCraft so
How
much.
did that happen? How did your brothers not get into StarCraft?
They both liked it.
No, but I mean, my brother. I mean, it was very clear the moment that we got the game. We're like, oh, this is the most important thing that's going on now.
Well,
Your brothers never really.
my older brother really liked Warcraft 2 a hell of a lot. Like, we
Yeah.
weren't competitive. We just played the single player because
You
we were
couldn't
so
really
young.
be competitive back.
Yeah,
then.
that's
It
true.
was like,
I couldn't get my mom to pay for Cali.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, he liked that quite a bit. And my younger brother actually played in some StarCraft with friends and stuff quite often. But he was more into like Counter-Strike and Smash. Actually, he's a big Smash player. He was actually a very good Smash player. Back
didn't
in the
know
day.
that.
Yeah.
Melee.
Yeah, Melee.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
I brought him to an MLG once, and he barely lost to the guy that got third.
Wow,
Group
really?
stage, yeah. No, he was very good, and we didn't know what wave dashing was, so it like really blew our minds. But he was
That's funny.
very good at that game. But yeah. Anyways,
Okay, so these Zealots coming across the map now. And we're going to see what kind of damage can actually be dealt with this. So the first Zealot goes to the main in this case because all the drones are there. The second Zealot will go to the natural. And it's all going to be about the drone pulls. Ooh! Skip it, dippy.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's what you say when that happens.
oh
Is he gonna get it?
my God!
Come at me, bro. Okay, now he's just coming to probe. Oh, nice.
Oh,
He
the
gets him.
probe!
Okay, now he's got to loop around here. Uh-oh. Okay, so he's keeping all the drones over here, by the way. So that's why the other Zealot's coming in. Now he's going to hide that Zealot.
Oh!
And he is on fire, Artosis. Now, did he see the Zealot?
Yes. Look
Yeah.
at this sneaky Zealot. It's not going to get anything done. Get
It's
out
a
of here.
risk, but, I mean, it was a smart play, to be honest.
All right, the Nexus coming up. Forge on the way. What?
Forge, not Cybernetics Core? What is he doing?
There's a lot of Zerglings out. Maybe he's a little bit nervous about it.
Mini, why would I cheer for you now?
Don't worry. I'm sure the Cybernetics Core will start before the cannon.
Layer. Layer, pants on fair. And now, yeah, there it is, Cybernetics Core before the cannon.
So, what is the state of this game right now? Who is feeling better?
Well, you get 2 drone kills, that's pretty good. It's unfortunate that the second Zealot didn't do much of anything, but Protoss did not overextend.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, Zerg hurting a little bit here, but
Okay.
Zerg can absolutely recuperate, no problem.
Okay.
Mini with, again, always his very quick Cybernetics Core. I was actually worried that Action might forget to move the Overlord over that. That actually happened
That's
rather
the
than you think.
worst.
Yeah.
Lose an Overlord to a cannon that warps
Yeah.
him. You'd be surprised how often stuff like that happens. Sometimes they'll scout a main and just build a turret under an Overlord in the mid-game.
Yeah.
And they don't move it, and it just dies.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
ha! It's only 75 minerals for that, and it's 100 for your Overlord.
So, We're now going to go into a spire that's being made here.
Yeah. So pretty standard stuff. We don't see the second gas as of yet from Action. He has really liked his Mutalisk play, whether it's real or fake. But he's been getting a lot of early second gases.
Stargate coming down.
Two Stargates! This is a good map for it, by the way.
Yeah.
Because you do have that ramp leading up to your natural. So Hydra Bus are like just kind of bad on a map like this.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's an excellent point, Artosis. When you have that ramp, you're just... Ramps are the great safety zone in StarCraft. When you control
I
a
don't
ramp,
make siege tanks on this map against Protoss, by the way, because you don't need them.
there is no no other RTS fully has ramps utilized as much as StarCraft 1 does. Players just really need to get control of a ramp.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes more of a difference here than anywhere. It's not just about vision, you know, it's about
the fact that there's a chance to miss.
Yeah, 50% is giant.
Is it 50?
It's just slightly off 50. It's like 49.7.
I've seen so many people say different numbers. I've seen 70. I've seen 30. I'm like,
okay,
guys,
no, it was announced as 30. Like that's what it says on StarCraft. But then people actually went through and tested it because it's clearly not 30. It's like 50. It's like wow. It's like half a percent.
Look at this nerd. You just know everything about this computer game, huh?
Well, I also know that like half the time it's not 50. It's like 90% miss chance.
Yeah, actually, yeah. When you're playing, you're just like, are you seriously going to miss this many times? It's crazy.
Yeah. Losing games of that's always fun.
Okay. Ling speeds out. Can't get a scout off until that Corsair can get over there and see what's going on in the main.
Man, I really like this build on this map from Mini.
Now he's
look at how many Corsairs he has. There's 5.
That's not a scout.
Well, scouts suck, Tasteless.
No, yeah, you're right. I meant actually scouting, but...
Oh, okay. Well, he's going to do that, too. Watch.
Now, I don't think he's actually found the Stargate.
No, he hasn't. He has no idea yet.
Dun, dun,
there he
dun.
goes. Now he knows.
Yeah, he is going to get smothered
here.
This is where...
Evolution Chamber on the way, so at least he can make a Spore. I like that sacrifice. Screw it. Let's go. Uh-oh. I don't like it as much anymore. He didn't get any damage done.
Can you flick micro this?
No. They'll get you. He doesn't have his +1. It's only 4. If he had, like, 2 shots if you have 5 with +1.
Right.
But 4 without, it doesn't do anything.
Oh. Only 1 connects.
They aren't even shooting their rocket boosters. They shouldn't be going that fast.
That was the key moment that he could have gotten in there and done a lot of damage. So the fact that he fended him off is pretty nice.
Look how many Scourge are out.
This is a weird moment because it can come down to how good were both sides at controlling their Corsairs versus the Scourge. The Scourge all connecting to the Corsairs, the Protoss loses all control of air.
Ooh, gonna move this Overlord very quickly. I love that he's put up some Spores, though. Definitely adds that extra layer of defense.
The Corsair count is at that number where things become hugely problematic.
Yeah. Hugely
difficult to fight.
Especially as that +1 finishes up. 9 of them +1 is just so deadly. You'll just erase everything in the air.
You got to be careful, too. Let's say that he loses the fight, all the Scourge die. The Corsairs can dive on top of the Overlords, and you can end up supply blocking the Zerg, where the Zerg can't actually get back out of this.
Yeah, look at this. He's supply
there it is.
Now. The Scourge are kind of the...
And then if the Zealots come in and start killing the Hydras, then you actually have the Zerg just completely stuck. Now, Legs is not done. Zealot speed is not done.
It's really
yet.
funny to watch slow Zealots walk across the map.
You're like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. This is why you have to have that upgrade. Oh, there we are. Suddenly we're fast.
Okay, the Corsairs coming in as well.
Now keep in mind that these Hydras are defending against the Zealots, which means there might not be protection for Overlords if he starts to get enough of these Zealots over here.
Okay, getting on top of those Hydras. Every time he's attacking with the Hydras on the Zealots, you can pick off Overlords.
Yep.
Get rid of this one.
The Hydras are never going to prioritize Corsairs over Zealots. And so far, he's doing a good job. I mean, no 4th base here.
Yeah, the nice style. A lot of Zealots out right now.
There might be a weird rally here.
Maybe.
And we're about to have a lot more gateways here for Mini. Look at that. Templars are out now.
Things are looking pretty good at the moment.
So there's no way that the the Zealots can actually break into that.
Yeah.
It's just that's too easy to clog up. Even making eggs there, it's really annoying. But you know, Zerg does need a fourth base. We're now at the moment where Protoss is was striving to get to. Just after 10 minutes, when you have all the tech you need, there's going to be a Robo Bay coming in here in a little bit. But right now, Protoss has the muscle, and this is where Zerg has to be careful because if they're not respecting the Protoss's army, they can be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, look at that. A lot of Hydras coming down. But when he runs back and joins up with the rest of his army, those Hydras are not going to do anything, really.
Okay, another great snipe here. It definitely would be worthwhile to incorporate 1 DT with this army.
Yeah.
You just have so much. Now, Zerg's going to expand again. Keep in mind, the way this map is shaped, we're going to see this location taken over and over and over again. It's a very pushable territory, though. Once Protoss gets cannons up on that third base location, I don't imagine that Zerg's going to be able to come in there and breach that.
Mini's moving out with a massive army right now.
Yeah. Well, Mini's going
third
to
base
get
never
close.
got taken. He actually killed the probe off with that Zergling. Look at this funny place he's running. Like, where is he trying to break? Is he just going to go up into the third?
I'm actually not entirely sure.
It's
I
an
think
interesting
the thing
move.
is that this is actually one of the weird moments where Protoss can try to maneuver around the Zerg's army because you have so much coming out, and you oftentimes have enough cannons and Templars there that the Zerg can't counterattack you on 2 bases. That's not just normally something that works. And so he's going to go for it. Here we go. Now keep in mind there's a lot of Overlords here. Luckily Overlord speed is upgraded.
He's still going to start picking them off as the Zealots flood in right now. Not enough Hydras here, even as they hatch.
Yeah, and then here's the thing. The army can't come back. Oh, my God.
Nice storm.
Great play there. It's going to be very easy to side storm the low ground here as well.
Yeah,
so
he's got a lot of storms. Look at that, 2 on that High Templar. Oh, beautiful storm. He's going to wreck this third base.
Yeah, this actually might be the game-winning move here.
Yeah, it seems like he just outmaneuvered him.
The drones have burrowed over here, so they're not all dead, but I think Mini, has kind of tipped the advantage into his favor, and it's going to spiral out of control. You're going to lose 3 hatcheries here. That's a lot of production.
A third of your economy.
It's also easy for Protoss to get back out of here, too. Yeah. It's not like this army is stuck here.
He lost so many units there as well. 2 base versus 2 base. This is looking fantastic right now for Mini.
Yeah.
So many storms coming out. Looks like he's finally going to run away with these. What is, if Action were to have a comeback plan, what is it?
I mean, just try to hold out and stop the third base. Maybe Protoss overextends. Protoss is very easy for Protoss to overextend against a turtling Zerg. The problem is that there's so many hatches there. It's not just that he lost the third base; it's that he lost that's so much.
It's half of his production gone.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why they make the hatches sometimes there is you can kind of use them to help turtle, because you certainly could just make them all on your main if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
But then you have this kind of naked, empty base with just 1 hatch there.
Oh my God, there are so many Protoss units here.
Yeah, this is it. GG, beautifully done. Mini moves on.
Wow. Rolls through Action there in that last game.
It's
Strategically really cool how he played that, running around the entire map in a really weird pattern to find his way up that ramp when Action just was out of position.
Yeah, I mean, most Protoss players would not have gone to that inconvenient of a route, but he went around the army, and then it's really easy to just dash into the third. Once he got up there, the game was basically over. When Templars are on high ground, and you could even see Action didn't even try to save that base because he knows, okay, there's actually no way that I will ever be able to get into that location.
With that many side storms up there, impossible to break through. It felt like there was just no winning from there. Yeah, great strategy for the map from Mini, though, going the 2 Stargate Corsair. He can do that with most of his units because, again, attacking with Hydras up that ramp is just not optimal. You're not going to be able to get anything done.
Yeah, really nicely done there by Mini. I mean, Action's a great player, but again, sometimes these guys with the Hydras, you got to make sure that you have the right engagements in the mid game. If Protoss is just very safe with the Templars and gets to where they need to be, you're not going to be able to take on someone like Mini. And the double Stargate Corsair.
It was very cool. I'm just glad to see it. It's just didn't even think of that, but yeah, that's like one of those maps. It's kind of like Neo Transistor, right?
Right.
Where it's your base is on high ground. You're not going to get Hydra buses. It's too weak in that type of situation, and that makes 2 Stargate Corsair very strong. Yeah, so that means only 1 Zerg in the round of 8, but that Zerg is good enough that
Zerg has won an entire tournament not long ago.
last one,
Yeah,
the last KSL,
another tournament called KSL.
yeah.
So, I mean, there's still a very good shot. And, of course, Sulky's looking great. But, look, Mini is actually just better at PvZ than Action is in ZvP. I mean, Mini, I would
so far in
love
this
to
tournament,
see,
Action is up 5-3 on Mini.
I would love to see Mini face off against Sulky.
Yeah.
I really want to see who gets away with what. Because Sulky makes Zerg look so easy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go to a short break, guys. Can we... Oh, hold on. First,
I think we do the
results.
interview.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, guys. I'm like, we're closing the show down.
Yeah.
We won't
We're
cast this
skipping
next
Stork first last.
and yeah, guys, we're only halfway through today's games. Last Stork coming up next.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty good one, I think. I'm very excited to see if Stork has what it takes right now to take down Last. Because Last is obviously one of our big favorites for the tournament.
Right.
Any tournament right now, you just look at it, it's like your first checkbox is Flash playing. No? Okay, Last, Rain, or Sulky should be in the finals. You know?
Yeah,
At least one of them should be in the finals, and it's pretty much held true.
We don't know what Stork has in store for us. I'm hoping this is not a one-sided series here. I'm rooting for Stork. I would love to see Stork actually come out with an upset in Last. But Last
That would be great, yeah.
All right, on to the interview.
네, KSL 시즌3 16강 C조 2위로 8강 진출에 성공한 변현재 선수 만나보겠습니다. 먼저 3대1을 멋지게 승리한 변현재 선수에게 박수 부탁드립니다.
So our player Mini has advanced. Congratulations.
네, 8강
He is
진출
speechless.
정말 진심으로 축하드리고요.
네.
지금 느끼는 심정 그대로 얘기 좀 해주세요.
How do you feel?
제가 시즌 1이랑 시즌 2 때 이제 전부 다 최종전에서 떨어졌는데 와 이번에도 마지막 세트에서 떨어지나 싶어서
So I just got out of
굉장히
this,
머릿속이
the
복잡했거든요.
decided match season 1,
근데
season 2.
다행히 마지막 세트의 게임이 조금 잘 된 것 같아서
I'm
이제
relieved
너무 기쁜 것 같아요.
네, 그 복잡한 것이
that I can
얼굴에
get a
보였었어요.
little bit further and get closer to the finals.
네, 그만큼 긴장을 좀 많이 한 것 같은 그런 모습이었었는데 시즌 1, 2에서도 김성현 선수와 김민철 선수에게
네.
16강
You look nervous. You look stressed
마지막
up there.
최종전에서 떨어진 적이 있잖아요.
네.
마지막 한 3, 4세트에서 지면서
We went
순간
up
드는 기분은
2-0,
탈락의
and then you
기분이
lost the other two
엄청나던가요?
games.
최종전에서 탈락할 때 느낌이
You were definitely in a crisis back there. What was going on in your head?
너무 긴장되고 그렇게 되더라고요. 근데 오늘도 똑같이 2대0에서 2대2까지 가는 순간 앞세트에서 제가 이겨야 되는 게임을 좀 놓친 것 같아서 너무 후회가 많더라고요.
I was really worried in game 3 the way that I lost.
게임에 들어간 것 같아요.
맞습니다.
And I was really
특히
worried that
3,
this was going to be the
4경기에서
beginning of a bad
사실
cycle.
커세 활약이 조금 아쉽긴 했었는데 근데 또 재밌는 것은 5경기에서는 또 커세 운영이 갑자기 달라졌어요. 이유가 있다면?
제가 앞세트에서 커세어를 좀 못 썼는데 좀 커세어를
They're talking about the 2 Stargate Corsair.
잘 쓴다는 걸 좀 보여주고 싶었거든요. 그래가지고 마지막 세트까지 한 번 더 커세어를 써보자라고 생각했는데 그게 좀 잘 된 것 같아요.
맞습니다. 그럼 이제
I didn't want to do that
마지막으로
style for game 3 and
8강에서
4.
김태형 선수를 만나게 됐는데 김태형 선수를 상대로 해서 뭐 자신
So I
있으신가요?
went for the double Stargate play
네, 제가
in game
테란전은 좀
5.
저그전이나 토스전에 비해 잘 못하지만 네, 자신 있습니다.
네, 그럼 멋진 각오 마지막으로 한마디 좀 해주신다면요?
일단은 드디어 이제 시즌 3 때 이제 8강에 올라오게 됐는데 이제 시즌 1이랑
So
2
he's just
때는
saying,
저를
what
이기는
are
사람이
your
이제
thoughts?
둘 다 우승했더라고요.
Anything you want to say about your
그래가지고 이번
expectations for this
시즌은 이제
tournament?
제가 우승할 수 있는 모습 보여드리겠습니다.
네, 알겠습니다. 멋진 인터뷰.
I'm gonna prepare
네, 정말 대단한 그런
very
패기를
hard.
보여주기 때문에 저 역시도 변현재
really found my
선수의
groove.
아주 멋진
And,
플레이 기대해 보도록
definitely watch
하겠습니다.
my games.
자, 그럼 변현재 선수와의 인터뷰였고요. 저희는
that's gonna
다음
do it for the
경기로 또
interview,
인사드리도록
everybody.
하겠습니다.
Okay.
Artosis Mini is so good.
He really is, but he kills all the Zergs.
It makes me sing like this because his games are great. All right, guys, we are going to be going to a break. When we come back, the second best of 5. Don't go away.